Hello, welcome back to part 3 with the Dancing Oracle with Najia. I'm a psychic medium, an artist, a belly dance teacher on Zoom, and today I am doing a full spread for real because I already laid it out. I already laid it out, and I wanted to make sure the cards would let me do that because I was about to go on a walk along the creek because they're closed down the drive near me, the road where you could actually just walk along the creek without no cars on this beautiful winding road. It's very historic, has a lot of log cabins and cool things, from Native Americans, so as well as the early settlers. So I wanted to go do that, but I'm going to hold off because as soon as I was about to put the cards away, Spirit, I listened clairaudiently and it was saying, lay them out, just see what they say. And I was like, okay, this sounds like what we're talking about. And I even got a lot of cards from the first reading I did, the first mini read and and then I did a second mini read. It didn't let me pull the full spread yet. Spirit kept making me pull individual cards, but probably because it's a brand new deck. And as much as I shuffled, when you're pulling individual cards, not just anyone who's a reader, you can just like listen and you just feel like, oh, I'm supposed to pull this card out. Or, you get a feeling, oh, I'm supposed to pull that out. So you're just kind of pulling them out individually. And you can even do that and play around and turn them if you do reversals. And you just listen on either what it tells you. And other times you'll shuffle really, really well and pull out an entire, Celtic cross spread, which is the classic spread. And then I pulled out a Celtic cross, except it's not in a Celtic cross shape because of the space. I took a picture of it for the thumbnail. Hopefully that will post on the thumbnail. But boy, I got some things that are really interesting for this reading. As soon as I saw it, I knew this is it. So I got the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. And this is a question from one of our subscribers who asked about, what would daily life be like with AI in the future and other technologies? And I've been getting such a contrast of our lives, like old ways, very old ways, right up next to high tech. So I hope you listen to all 3 videos if you're interested in what the future holds. So I got the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. And this is someone trying to grow things that prosper, right? And they're working really hard. This is in reverse. See, reverse, like upside down. And they're taking stock with the number 7. It's a spiritual assessment. It's like, really thinking about, is this worth it to me? How do I really feel about this? Like, is this my path? Is this what I'm supposed to be doing? Just slaving away and doing this. And then they're seeing that, sorry, I'm sticking to my cards. It's so hot and humid. I'm sticking to my cards when my elbow comes out. So with this, we've got people trying to do new things and grow things, like literally grow things, by the way, literally grow. What I've picked up from this is not just trying to grow wealth with the pentacles. I'm picking up on the change energy of just the pentacle, the 5s, because they're 5-pointed stars, these pentacles. So there's been a lot of change with the world physically, and people are doing more traditional things that people have done for thousands of years, which is called growing your own food. growing your own things, being more self-starting yourself, right? And then what I got that's the obstacle, and I got this in the first, I think it was the first or second mini read about what's going on. So we have drastic weather related issues that feel like a battle, right? This is the Five of Swords in reverse. It's also in the obstacle position, which is the sideways position if you study tarot, right? So I try to explain everything to everybody for those who do study tarot, that you can pick up some pointers from me as well, all right? So what we have is, I physically got, this is not just a metaphor. We would have severe weather-related changes that would feel like we're just battling the weather. Five is drastic change, right? You're in the middle of a cycle and suddenly things change. We've got people that are not dressed properly for this snow that suddenly came in. And they have swords and they're fighting. So this is like, what is stopping this new beginning from really working out? Because it's in reverse. Why is this hard? Because people around the time AI is coming out and being in common use more, and technologies, at the same time, we're dealing with the physicality of our planet having sudden weather related issues and storms. So you see the storminess. I also get that physically, this is not just a metaphor of lights in the sky representing rainbows or something. I definitely get the sky will look more like an aurora borealis at times, that we're going to get we're going to get more, we're going to get all these lights in the sky, swirls of lights, literally like this. I'm sensing that's why I was drawn to this deck. I never used this deck. It's brand new. I've had it for a while. And Spirit said, you're pulling this deck out for the AI readings. Okay. And that's kind of how it works. Clairaudiently listening on the inner. Yeah. So five is always conflict and battle. And this is the bully card. So what is getting in the way of prospering and being able to get everything going is feeling like not only are you battling some other people, we are dealing with that now currently, but you have more really severe sudden weather related issues that you're trying to be more independent because you can't depend on the world supply because of some of the visions I've had. Go check them out in my world predictions. You can't depend on what we depend on now. So you're going to have to be more independent and get ready for this to grow your food indoors and out. So you can use some grow lights, some LED grow lights and things like that, right? We can thank all the marijuana farmers for all the technology to grow things in your basement, even if you wanted to. I don't grow anything in my basement, but people do. I grow things in my kitchen, and I don't have great sunlight, so I use my LED lights for growing plants. And they're adorable, and they're little, and they don't cost a lot to run. It's not like the old days with the fluorescence and the other things. All right. So conscious thoughts are, I've got to hold on to what I got physically, right? We got someone being a kind of miserly, like, oh, I don't know what's coming down the line. I got to hold on, like to feel safe, to feel like I've got what I need, right? So there's some of that happening in the future. And then in the subconscious, it's kind of interesting. We got the Two of Wands brewing up. It's like being able, first off, look at that beautiful card, number one. That's very enterprising. That's saying I could create something great and new and expansive. Look, this person is looking up to the stars and across the mountains, across the sea, and choosing between one passion or another passion to do some new venture across the world. Like, this is far reaching, this technology, right? So there's a choice involved in the subconscious. And the subconscious doesn't always mean your particular subconscious. Like in Freud, we think of Sigmund Freud, it's consciousness that exists in the ethers, the collective's unconscious, what connects us all. And then there is something that's put in, like AI draws from that. These chat GPT chatbots, right? These chats you can have with AI, they draw from what has already been put into that, and they make choices. Two of Wands is a card of choice and thinking about those choices. So we have on the earth plane, we have a lot of difficulties. We have having to go back to how people did things for thousands of years with a bit of struggle and a bit of hard work and grit. And then we have the opposite. We have all this technology, advancements, right? Advancements in medical science, everything, right? Not just the ability to communicate and have AI do things and generate films and different things and characters and oh my God, go look at the last reading, how they can steal identities and pretend to be someone. That came up. But we have this beauty over the mountains, right? Check that. The beauty over the mountains, across the water, the flowers. We have a lot of choices. And in the past, now this is a moment right before all of this future stuff, where we're going to feel like we had judgment cast upon us. But this is a really interesting card in this deck. It's a portal. I talked about portals in a couple of other videos. I showed you my portal artwork on the solstice, right? On the solstice, I had the portal. I had three solstice, three. Can you Sorry, my hands are a little stiff and whatever, and it's hard to, can we do three fingers to get my mobility? So I did three videos on the solstice, and one involved a portal. And it's showing this judgment is like a wake-up call between dimensions. And it makes me wonder, is that because of the shift? There's a shift in consciousness. That's what judgment is. This is in the upright position. That means you're listening for the most part. So you feel like, oh, your karma's come up and judgment's hit. We're at the end of a cycle, right? Right before all this really hits big. And then you see there's a portal. The door is open. And we had the door symbol. We had the door symbol already in the last reading. The door on earth. This is a door in the ethers. So I'm also getting this as a spiritual shift because judgment is a spiritual card. It's a major arcana, and it's all about being tuned in to those higher frequencies. And it's like a resurrection card. So you're really going to feel this transformation like a new life. All right? And in the near future, after this big change happens, we got the King of Wands. That's amazing. Look at that vital energy. And that's definitely an AI card, right? The way that is drawn. Look at that illustration. This is powerful. And this is this means you can empower yourself and you can prosper and you can lead, like, because you'll have what it takes. So it's giving you an advantage that you can take care of. Now, the card that represents the people is the Eight of Wands in reverse. And eights are a card of empowerment. Now, there's something interesting here. Check this out. So this is in the upright position when all would be well. But we have it in the reverse. So it really feels like things are turned upside down. You know what I want to do? I want to look at the booklet for this particular deck because the illustrations are so different than the traditional Rider-Waite, and it might have like a little different kind of meaning. And again, if I didn't say it already and you're curious, this is what the deck, oh God, it's beautiful. Look at that box. And it's the Prisma Visions Tarot. And I really am glad I got this. I got this a while ago. I started ordering all my tarot decks that I want to have because I was worried that certain things wouldn't be available. What card was that? Eight of Wands. I was worried that certain cards wouldn't become certain cards, certain things I want would not be available. And so this talk I could tell you what this is talking about. And because I'm psychic, I like to have what I need. And I'm like, let me not delay on getting this beautiful deck in a large format. I want to have it now because I may not be able to get it in the future. So I'm just getting it now, right? So this is about not giving up, but feeling like, oh, I just want to surrender in this deck. Like you've been pushing and working at things really hard, going at it for a while. So people will feel like it's taking a lot. It's taking a lot, but it's just saying it's going to be okay. I mean, it's right underneath the the Four of Pentacles, where you're afraid, you have a lot of fear and you want to hold on tight. So it's right under that card. So there's a relationship there. But then in the environment, we've got the Wheel of Fortune, destiny. So you can have a complete spin at the wheel. Oh, I also wanted to say that, did you see the snake energy? Snake energy here. Where is it? Do you see the snake energy? So that's that serpent energy rising. So there's like an awakening type feeling. It's not a physical snake like in this card. In the Wheel of Fortune, it's a physical like snake, with a peacock. Very unusual depiction. But when the Wheel of Fortune is in the upright position, it's it's you have a chance at something completely new in your environment. And it's most likely that spin at the wheel that you take, like things can change at this point in your life. Your whole life can change, but with good luck, because the card is upright. Take a look at this beautiful card. And it's a 10, so it's like a new beginning. Tens are the end of a journey, and then it's 1 and 0 equals 1. It's a new beginning after having gone through a cycle of 9 to reach 10. So you've traveled enough of the road. Now, in the major arcana, there's more. There's a whole nother bit more after that, but you're coming to the end of a major cycle and you can start a new one. And we have seen that with the Ace in the other mini read. But your hopes and fears. All right. So part of this AI thing is going to alienate you. So you feel like a hermit. You feel like a hermit, but it also enlightens you because the hermit is the card of enlightenment. So you have anxiety about, maybe spending too much time alone with AI and not being as social, other than the community efforts that people will do because of the earth changes, people doing growing things, sharing, having kind of libraries of stuff people can give to each other or borrow, kind of getting that kind of spirit. But in the long-term outcome, we got the Seven of Chalices, or also known as the Seven of Cups. So many things to fulfill your heart, kind of seductive. Maybe not everything appears as it really is. So there is the risk of being deceived, or all that glitters isn't gold, but it does give you a lot of choices in the long term. And I wanted to ask, like, what is all that? Of course, it's going to give us choice, right? It's going to help us. Advancements in medical science, number one, with the help of AI, right? Um, just just anything you ask on the internet now with the use of AI or Google. I mean, it gives you a lot of choices. It's not like a slow process anymore. It's got beautiful Queen of Wands energy in the long term. And I want to show you that she pairs right up with that short-term outcome, King of Wands. They're a couple. They're a power couple, Queen of Wands and King of Wands. Here we go. See, also, by the way, I love this deck because do you see this whole deck is one big painting. So if you lay the entire deck out, it's one huge mural. They all connect. It's so cool. I wish I designed it. I was doing other things with my life. I'm gonna get back to that drawing now. I did do some paintings for the first time in years. But AI took my job, as I told you. AI took my job away as a storyboard artist because AI does it now. So look at what I wanted to clarify. We got this card, the first card I ever pulled for this whole reading, the Hierophant in reverse. How that's a disruptor. It's very unorthodox. It completely changed the way things are run in the world of knowledge, right? And higher authority. It's like in the reverse. It's like, oh, we're going to take the unorthodox path, and we're not going to path and not follow the path of the past. Okay. And then we got to break up with the lovers. So let me tune into this imagery, because the lovers is usually a breakup of intimacy. Yeah. Or it could be a business partnership, like something that's like really tight, not just a friendship, like something bigger. So let's see what I see in the imagery here. Wow, it's people dancing together, multiple couples. Okay. So we have this in the reverse position. This is the upright. So people dancing under the stars, feeling that cosmic, yeah, that cosmic light. It looks like they're doing tango. I mean, especially when you see these two together, looks like these all look like tango poses. Everything is a dance of energy. right? If you pull out, so I'm getting this image of not the normal breakup. I'm pulling the plug, right? So if you have the plug in, it can propel something forward, and that other object, whatever you're powering up, will do its thing. It will follow the current of energy, that dance of energy. So I see in the long-term outcome, even though things are good for the most part, that's good and bad. I mean, it has the deception aspect. But there may be a break in the energy flow, that intimacy. Um, like things just, we're relying on it. Like you rely on your partner, like you rely on a love relationship, and then you break up and you're like, oh no, this week we had a thing. Or a business partnership, you're relying on that to thrive, right? And then it's broken up and it dissolves. So I'm getting that there may be some breakups along this issue where certain things just don't work out, or loss of power, loss of physical power to run something. You need power. And it's so interesting because with all three of these readings, I am picking up, now let me go into the current energy about this. I am picking up that this whole contrast between this high tech world that we're going to be in, and then we're, eventually we're going to have full disclosure. It's pretty soon. We will have full disclosure. So we're going to have that on top of it. And then we have being really dealing with our physical bodies, our physical earth. So we have one part of us sort of like very up in the sky with this AI, like very up in this new stuff. And then another part, because the planet's going to change so much, the geography, the weather, that we have to navigate more and share and protect the resources we already have, as we saw in this reading. Yeah, so I've got the Chariot that, our propulsion forward is suddenly coming to a halt. There's a disruption where things don't work out. And then there's the Knight of Swords, which is also this rash energy that wants to go forward, that has a delay. Like something happens and, it just grabs that sword, right? It's cool imagery in this one. Again, it's that weather, right? We're talking about that weather. We had the Ten of Cups in reverse. So the life we knew, this whole, rainbow of happiness and all the fulfillment of the hearts, there's a disruption to that because it's in the reverse position. Let me just see what the imagery is in this card. Oh, they have the goblets hanging from the tree instead. That's romantic. There's a couple hanging out on the tree. Very different kind of imagery. So this is like the happy family, everything being good in the home front. But what I got is like the sudden thing that comes in with the Chariot in reverse, the Knight of Swords in reverse, that it disrupts something and it's hard. And we got the Devil card. I mean, we've got that dark element, the shadow element coming in. So this is all preceding this where it starts to change and get better. And yeah, so we had the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. So everything you built up in your world, it's become like a gilded cage, or it's not working out the prosperity that you wanted. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this insight, and thank you. Thank you, viewer. Thank you, viewer. What's your name? Let me look you up. And if you like more of this type of video, you got to let me know. You know how you let me know? How do I know if you like something? You hit the like button. So that was Wicked Lovely. She said, have I ever gotten any insights into what our daily lives will look like when AI and other technologies are predominantly used? So this is after they're predominantly used. It looks like there's a timeline. There's going to be some kind of shift. There's going to be a portal opened, that we reach a higher state of being. Within ourselves, we have these opportunities in our subconscious. It's very hard physically, but we have all this other help, and AI is going to help us. Can also deceive us. A lot goes on. All right, so love to hear from you. And if you have any really good questions that everybody else in our community would benefit from, just ask, all right? Take care, bye.